So our buildings, from Cass Gilbert in 1910, he kind of set the tone for what is a kind of vocabulary of UT building. And that was part of doing the initial master plan for the campus in 1910. And one of the things he decided was that we're going to base these buildings on Renaissance palazzos. Renaissance architecture was based on classical architecture. So Renaissance architecture would have had, you know, the frieze running under the roof of the building. So I think different buildings, it's different things that were being communicated. In Battle Hall, it's an extremely erudite set of messages. The ornament package there is about being a library, about being an institution of higher learning. So the things that are there, they're owls as an emblem of wisdom. They're open books, they're lamps of learning. They're the signs of the zodiac, which are classical signs and are meant to be about the passage of time. So they're kind of classical, aspirational kinds of messages. So that was the first, and then he did Sutton Hall after that. And then, and that was part of the master plan, and there were sort of guidelines for that, was the vocabulary to be used for the campus. There is this wonderful moment in Sutton Hall where it's actually not under the eave, the frieze around there, but it's under the windows on the second floor. Every single window on the second floor, under it, there's a beautiful set of tiles. It's 5 different tiles. Blue background, sort of golden ropes that make a net that makes perfect diamonds, and there's a little rose in the center of it. And that ornamental motif is meant to be under every window. On one of the windows, it is beautiful, it's perfect, it's exactly right. And then for some reason, those 5 tiles were installed right over that one window, but every other window on that floor, and there are probably 40 of them, the second and the 4th tile are installed upside down. So it doesn't make that perfect net, and the diamonds are all kind of scrunched and broken. I love that indication of, even we think of those, that building was done in 1916. You think of those buildings, they were really built well, they were exactly right. Well, no, people made mistakes, and construction workers made mistakes, and you know, it kind of adds a little character in some ways to the building. Another fantastic example to me, Brackenridge Hall, one of the men's dormitories. The motif over there, because it's for these guys, okay? These Texas boys that are coming to school at University of Texas in the 1930s and 1940s. And it's spurs and cowboy hats and knives and guns, and it's a real boy thing, and it's very Texas cowboy thing. My very favorite one is Garrison Hall. It's really beautiful, and it's so thoughtful. And at first, you look at it, it's a rondel with some kind of abstract thing in the middle of it. And it took me a while to think, oh, it's a branding iron. And then it was a lot of work, but I finally found a book of branding irons of the ranches in Texas. Then could realize, oh, it's chronological, and that they really started from the early ones, and it's pretty thoughtful. Also, there are Texas heroes. So you have Austin for Stephen F. Austin, and Travis for William B. Travis, and Lamar for Miracle B. Lamar, and those are emblazoned above the windows and a part of that. There are longhorn skulls on that building. There are cacti on that building. There are blue bonnets. There are lone stars. So that whole ornamental package is not so much about an abstract, academic, erudite, what is the generic institution of higher learning about. It's more about, what is the University of Texas? What's it about to be in Texas? I grew up in a rural area. We had cattle and things like that. And so that sort of roots in Texas, that means a lot to me. It's very cool. I give a campus tour to my Architecture and Society class every semester, and that's 400 or 500 students every semester. And when they look at it, they think, wow, that's cool. I love knowing that. I love seeing that. I love feeling the kind of character of this institution in another era being communicated to me directly, palpably through that building. As a culture, we're not very aware of architecture. We're kind of weenie when it comes to really looking at things. I will say, when people do get alerted to it, they're delighted. It's something that's very meaningful to them.